All right, everybody, thank you for joining me again tonight, this beautiful Monday, September 23rd, 2024, your outpost here on the West Coast. Interesting, unplanned, unrehearsed, just raw, fun, quick video tonight. We all should get a little kick out of this, kind of like a breather. But we made progress on the Ed Alexander 440, and I want to share that with everybody here, and especially the owner, John Lyon. We'll do a little bit of soldering. I'll show you where she has come along by many steps. We're kind of almost way ahead of schedule here. But real quick, I want to say hi to the following cast of regulars. Model Bond Agenda, Dave Parsley over at Custom Scale Emergency Vehicles YouTube website. Toy Soldier 68, like always. Hello, my friend. Big Charlie, Freeman JPLK, Robert over at BNR Northern Horse Journey, Mark Beckelhop, always thank you. Always appreciate his help. And of course, the other cast of characters, John Lyon, Leonard Williams, and Art Hayes, whose inspiration is kind of what this whole video series here is all about. I want to say the following, hello to the following new subscriber, Tommy10533. And I want to send a big, giant shout out. Now, I know this video is about John Lyon's 440. That one right there. But I met someone on YouTube today. Kind of had a kick with his ideas and his enthusiasm, and plus he's a fellow Santa Fe colleague. So I'm sure John Lyon won't mind if we take about 3 minutes here and kind of cut into the beginning of his episode. And I want to say hi and give a big shout out to Toys All Year, YouTube's very own Santa Fe Steam aficionado. Especially big fan of 3751 is Toys All Year. Toys All Year, welcome aboard. Check it out. This is what we do. So when we're not doing this, we're doing this. Just like you. So welcome aboard. The internet supposedly is forever. So all the names I've read here, Model Bond Agenda, Dave Parsley. Always want to say hi to Tom Klein, Mark Beckelhop, Tommy10533, Toys All Year, Toy Soldier 68, Big Charlie, Freeman JPLK, Robert over at BNR Northern Horse Journey, John Lyon, Leonard Williams, and Art Hayes. Well, if the internet is forever, then your names are going to live forever. Right here on the Florentino Rebuilding Company YouTube channel. So welcome aboard, Toys All Year. Just check it out, have fun. And Madam Queen was the first of the Santa Fe 210 Force, and I think it was like a one of a kind. She's in number either 5000 or 5001, and she sits in pristine condition. Hardly anyone mentions this. She sits in pristine condition out there in Amarillo, Texas. She used to be in front of the depot. I guess now she's over couple of roads over, well taken care of. But I mean, she's literally in pristine condition, as if they just parked her there 60 years ago and just walked away. So you go through Amarillo, Texas, check out Madam Queen 210-4, number 5000 or 5001. That's Madam Queen on the Santa Fe. So Toys All Year, that's what I meant when I commented on your post. Anyways, we're going to head over to the soldering station. You guys stick around. We're going to do a little bit of soldering. We're going to come back here real quick. We have a very, very interesting surprise for John Lyon. Be right back. All right, guys, we're back. We're going to do a little bit of quick soldering. So this is the part where pretty much We're pretty much we're getting close to the painting stage, but before that, we're going to get to the repowering part. But before we can get to that, we have to solder back all the pieces that we had to unsolder to get to the body, to do the body work, remove the dents and all the crinkling and all the bashed up parts. Also to rearrange our stanchions and our handrails so they will sit on the boiler in a more prototypically correct fashion. So let's go ahead, we'll do that right now. Okay. So that first step you're watching right there is I just kind of tinned the tip of that brass line that's going to go into this sand dome or steam dome. So let's do that. Usually when there's something sitting on top of the resistance soldering unit, in that case it was a pair of pliers, then you get that real rough, ugly sounding sound, and all that is vibration. Are you guys watching this? All right. So it's in. So there we go. We just connected our steam line that goes back to the cab from the steam dome here. So the next part we're gonna do here real quick. I gotta still bend these guys here. Let's come on over and do this big guy right here. So I'll probably spend tomorrow evening taking my time. There's some there are some lines that we may have to redo, rebend, reshape. You careful, you measure, use the original as a pattern, and then you can go ahead and start doing all that good stuff. So let's go ahead, attach this. All right, you all ready? In this particular case, we're going to still use the original 90-year-old solder. We're just going to heat it and repurpose it once again so it could do its job in connecting those safety valves. And it really is that quick. She soldered on. She's going to last another 90 years. Let's go ahead and connect it right here. And there you go. So we went ahead and did those two real quick right now, just to give you an idea of what we're going to be doing. Probably tomorrow night we'll be attaching all the lines and stuff. I'll talk to John, see if he wants a whistle cord or a bell cord. I can do the whistle cord out of like a little copper wire, go back in the cab here, or even the bell cord. But we'll talk to John about that when we get to that point. So real quick, let's go back to the workbench. I know you guys already saw the surprise I have for John, but let's check out the surprise really, really well back at the workbench. I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere, guys. All right, everybody, so we're back here at the workbench, and this is the big surprise I wanted to share with everybody, but in particular, especially the owner, John Lyon, of this beautiful 90-year-old American 440 locomotive, once offered way back in the beginning of the old skill hobby, back in like the 1930s by Ed Alexander. There it is. John, your cab is now attached to its boiler, to its body, and she came out fantastic. The boiler was heavy. to begin with. Let me adjust this microphone. Boiler's always been heavy to begin with. When I attached this cab, it became very, very heavy. And I'm starting to get an idea what happened when she rolled out of somebody's hand and got all banged up here and back here. And the weight would explain a lot to that. It wouldn't take much. So there you go, John. She sits perfectly straight, level, and square. Let's top that off, man. Where is my... I don't know where that smoke box is. Okay, that's fine. But anyways, we silver soldered everything together. She will never come off. I did have... I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I love this kit. I love the way the guys designed it way back in the day in the 30s. There was nothing to go off. Really, every step they took was a pioneer first step, so to speak, as far as I'm concerned. And but this kit has one major flaw that I was not happy with, and I kind of had to take care of the issue here today so it can ensure another 90 years of solid, robust handling and no issues. And we did it in a way so this model's weakest points are here where it attaches to the cab attaches to the boiler. Even after I did it with silver solder here yesterday, it was very flimsy. It kept coming apart. Just by lifting it, its own weight of the cab would start sagging. It wouldn't break because it was silver solder, but that was a weak point. It looked like it looked like it was meant to attach. You attach the cab to the frame first. You attach the boiler to the frame. And then once the two pieces touch on this rigid base, then you solder it together, tack it here, and you're done. That's, to me, I'm just speaking because I have no instruction sheets. I'm not familiar with the original construction that was offered with these kits. And that's why the cab had broken off and it was dangling. So whoever owns this locomotive for the next 90 years, as it passes from family to family, modeler's hands to another modeler's hands, through hobby shops, shows, different things like that. Whenever I wanted it to ensure, like I do all my plastic models, my armor models, and my big rig models, I wanted to ensure that if anybody ever had to get in here, do some work, lubrication, whatever, that all they had to do was remove the cab, and you could safely remove the cab and handle it without having to worry about it sagging or coming apart or being the most delicate part of the entire model. My opinion was right here. So we silver soldered everything together like we silver soldered the cab. We had to put some gusset plates underneath, also silver soldered, but this son of a gun ain't going nowhere. I'm telling you, this thing is solid right now. Look, you can hear the thunking. That's it. I am super pleased as this thing leaves my shop that she's going to be able to be handled by any hobbyist for another 90 years. And hopefully we eliminated any more risk or chances of damage to the cab or it rolling over and damaging other parts. So like I've always said, when things leave my shop, they leave in a more robust way, only because I sign off on everything. And I'll include my initials in here somewhere, hidden somewhere with the year 2024. But that's literally my name, my signature on the model. And I don't want it falling apart 10 years from now in Milwaukee. So, John, I hope you like what you see. We went ahead and did the soldering work right now. We're going to finish all that soldering work tomorrow. Everything's just solid. I went to go visit my mom yesterday being Sunday. I knew she was going to be there with her boyfriend, Roberto. And she loves this stuff. And so does Roberto. Roberto's like us. He's just a big kid. So I safely packed them up. I took him down there. You know what, man? My mom and Roberto absolutely loved John Lyons 440 American here. And then when I started telling them the history, Ed Alexander, the shop in New York, 1934 or whatever, all that good stuff. They absolutely loved it. She's always known that I do this, so they get tickled pink. But there you go. So what we're gonna do tonight, John, this is the surprise. We're gonna go ahead to show you the ease of construction from now on in terms of taking the boiler on and off for routine maintenance without having any issues from here on out to the next 90 years. We're gonna go ahead and put this thing together right now, right here on camera for you guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to put that right there. Okay. So this screw will attach to our boiler underneath. There's actually a nut soldered on the inside of that, so the screw could grab onto that, and our screw will go in through this pre-cast hole or drilled out hole between the two cylinders. And if you look closely, you can see someone originally filled in two holes with two brass bolts and started to ground down the head there. So there must have been two holes there that shouldn't have been there, and that's how they fixed that. So check that out. So let's go ahead and do this. I may have to take this away from you guys for a second while I look at it with my own eyeballs, if you guys don't mind. Okay, so we're going to do here, we're going to put two washers here. They're temporary washers. And then we're going to attach our nut and bolt combination. That's the first one. So let's go ahead and install the first one. Of course, our nut danced away, but let's go ahead and take care of that right now. All right. This is actually an odd way of removing a boiler or disassembling a boiler from its frame. It's something not quite what we're used to today in more modern times, but I assure you, we're going to do that upside down. Give me 1 second, guys. I assure you, once you address the issue with the weak solder points at the cab level, it's actually a pretty robust way of doing things. So let me take this model off of camera view for a second while I do this up here in front of my eyeballs. All right, now I can bolt it down. It's easier to do it upside down than the way we're trying to do it. She's sitting in my hands right now. By the way, I talked to my mom. My mom is a huge railroader, believe it or not. She's the one that got me started in the hobby many, many years ago. Buying me Lionel trains from the Salvation Army. back in the very early 70s. Believe it or not, we still have those model trains at my mom's house. Lionel, back in the day. But anyways, so now she knows who John Lyon is. She knows all about John Lyon, and she absolutely loves him. His passion for history. By the way, all those guys I mentioned that I used to run around with and they've all died and stuff, my mom knew all of them. And they loved my mom. So there you go. We're not quite done yet. Let's stick the front pony trucks on there. So to put the pony trucks, this is just temporary. We're going to disassemble it again. We still got to do some soldering, but there's nothing in the rules that says we can't have fun with this. In the meantime, so she's sitting in my hands right now. Obviously, you guys can see that. But I have no fear or apprehension of it falling apart or being of weak construction or anything like that. So you guys still watching this? So for any of you guys just stumbled onto my channel, Toys All Year, if you're watching this wondering what these nuts are doing, this is a 90-year-old locomotive. This is a full restoration project. Here we go. I found the correct one. And we're going to get her to run back on her rails. Painted. As good as new or even better than new than when she was originally put together back in the 30s by Ed Alexander himself. All right, guys. One of the wheels just popped off. Hold on a second. All right, I'm coming. All right, guys. So let me get this. So John Lyon, here is your locomotive. There you go, guys. Collaboration amongst all of us. And she weighs a ton. She's solidly built. That cab's no longer an issue. All those dents removed. That huge hole it had in front of the smoke box door was taken care of. I don't know where it is right now. Otherwise, I would have attached it. But there you go. And we're going to talk a little bit more about some fascinating material that John Lyon, research material that John Lyon emailed me today. I'm going to share that with you guys right now. So we can start doing some research and come up with the first review of one of those Southern Pacific Scale-Craft mountains that that he sent me the other day. So you can see it in the background. Okay, let's turn on the lights better. There you go. John sent me a whole bunch of information, research material. We're going to have fun putting those guys together. There's just an example right there. Now ready for immediate delivery. Hobby construction kit for Southern Pacific Mountain type locomotive. Announced in announcing the release of the hobby construction kit for the new Southern Pacific Mountain type locomotive, there seems to us only one way to describe it, only as the greatest and most complete hobby kit ever offered. That's right there in that first paragraph. That's some bold advertisement from back. I think this catalog is from the 30s also. That is some bold advertisement, but I love it, man. Look at that. He describes it. We can only describe our kit as the greatest and most complete hobby kit ever offered. I love that shit, man. Just look at it, the wealth of information John was able to provide for me. You know, plans, parts, diagrams, catalog, listings, prices, all that good stuff. Look at that. So look who gets to play locomotive railroad draftsman or mechanical engineer for the next year or two. So what do you guys think, man? You sure you want to get into this hobby? Is this kind of what you've been looking for all these years? Look at that. Look at that, John. She's solid as a rock. No issues whatsoever. So, just, you guys, if you haven't, go back to video 1 of this particular series. Nowhere in this series have neither the owner, John Lyon, or myself panicked, been in a rush, had to meet some crazy ass deadline. It's just been a blast. It's been fun. It's been communal sharing with each and every one of our fellow 2-rail O-scale colleagues, our modeling colleagues, our brother and sister modeling colleagues in the model railroad community itself in general. So we'll do a little bit of more solder work. Once she's done, we'll primer it. We'll start working on our drive shaft connection. We'll start working on power, running the electrical through the tender and all that good stuff. We'll give it a test run. If everything works, we'll start shooting paint on her. And I believe John Lyon has an even more spectacular next project on deck as we speak. And John, you better start going down to the back of the grocery store there and finding some large boxes for that the next batter. But it's just been amazing. And for my own projects, he hooked me up with 2 Scale-Craft Southern Pacific Mountains, and now he's gotten me all the data for that. So are you sure you want to get into this hobby? Are you on the fence? Are you debating it? Is the trains thing, that's what Grandpa used to run around under the Christmas tree type stuff? Well, let your own eyes and your imagination be the judge. Okay? This is what I've done my entire adult lifetime, my modeling adult lifetime. Actually, yeah, because as soon as I got my first job when I was 18, I stopped doing the line now. I started buying 2-rail because I knew it was pricey, or it seemed it was pricier. But there you go. Neither John Lyon or any future owners of this Ed Alexander 440 should ever have any apprehension about handling him from her cab. She's extremely heavy for another 90 years. Anyways, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. Have an amazing rest of your Monday. We'll try and post another video here around Wednesday. You guys have an amazing and a blessed rest of your week. You all take care. Thank you. Bye.